This recent Blue Lock chapter has been one of the better ones we had in a long time, and the whole game against France has been amazing so far. Even though the game just started, the conflict between Isagi and Ego has been set up since the start, so seeing it play in this type of way has been really interesting to see. We honestly needed a character like Ego, someone who can challenge Isagi on a more mental level, personal level I guess. Every time Isagi had a conflict or rivalry with a character in the series, it was never something about ego or philosophy, it was always about soccer, which makes sense because the characters at that time never posed those type of questions about his ego and who he is. But ego is different because it's something way deeper than just Isagi being a striker, and this chapter shows us perfectly. I also like the fact that you can relate this chapter to Itoshi's side in a way. Just like Isagi, he wanted to be the best striker in the world, but maybe the realization that he's not suited to that role came into play, and Bunny is probably the main reason why Sai abandoned his dream of becoming a striker, because he got crushed by the former. Bunny probably showed Sai there are levels to the striker stuff, so he wasn't cut to be a striker, so he changed his dream to suit more what he's capable of when he's not being a striker, which kinda similar to Ugo. In Sai's case, it wasn't fate or destiny or being born without the talent of a striker. It was someone else showing him that he's not good enough by being better. That's probably the reason why. I think that's the most logical, the one that makes the most sense for Sai, someone who has such a big ego, just giving up on something so major. Bunny probably traumatized him, bro. He cooked him so badly. I think I just need to stop because I've been rambling so much about different ideas than the chapter itself. So let's actually talk about the chapter. So the chapter begins where we left off last time, with Ego still going on about destiny. There's one pattern I see in mangas in general when it comes to destiny or the fate ideology, the Neji type stuff. On a factual level, they are always correct because they are stating facts. What they're saying is true, but their point of view is way too narrow-minded to see beyond the limits of what they can do. So that's why they end up losing every time, because they have only one way of thinking instead of seeing different ways of actually overcoming their weakness and their destiny in a way. But I digress. After trying to make a pass to Loki, Nico is here to catch it, and he's using Metavision at the same time. Nico Loki is underrated, and I think it's nice to see him like get some more play, but it's actually funny to see Hugo and Loki being surprised because their reaction is like, oh, you actually caught that, not bad. But anyways, after passing the ball to Bachara, we get to see my second favorite part of the chapters. The NPCs are actually doing something. I think his name is Camus with a fire ass design. He's actually keeping up with Bachara like it's nothing. I think that's the first time we've seen this in like forever. Other characters that are now main or have no like importance in the story are actually keeping up with other major characters, which is insane. Even after passing to Chiguri, who is by the way the fastest character in the series, he is being tagged by another NPC is keeping up with another major character. That is insane. And I love it because France has been hyped up to be the best U20 team in the world, the favorites to win, and seeing the fact that it's not only Charles, Ego and Loki being the main characters, but it's the whole team that are actually just that good is the reason why they are number one. It's amazing. I love it. This really shows you that Kaneshiro is prepared to show us that France are built different. They study Blue Lock to the T to counter all their patterns, which is why they have an answer to like almost all their plays. So maybe a character like Baru and Shido, which have like no data on technically in this U20 World Cup because they haven't even been playing off the bench, can cause some disturbance because they don't know what they can do. They have no data on not Ego but on Baru and Shido in the U20 World Cup because they just haven't played. They can still look at the plays from the New Eagles League, but it's not the same system, it's not the same players, it's not the same coach, so it's gonna be vastly different. I don't expect Baru and Shido to be playing the same because I'm pretty sure Ego is gonna have like a clear role for them. So them basing like their talent or their tactics, I guess, on past data is just not gonna work. So I think not Ego but Baru and Shido could be the answer to this equation. I guess they are still gonna lose. Japan are gonna lose, but in a more respectful way. Bauer and Shiro can kind of create some chaos basically. This part wasn't even scripted, it just came in out of nowhere cause I just thought about it and I just had to talk about it, but I digress. We have this core panel of Isagi realizing that friends have the upper hand in like every single duel because it's like the whole system they have. It's like a security camera being able to watch everything on the pitch. It's kind of the example they have of friends being able to check them in or to keep them checked. Now we get to the favorite part of the chapter, or to my favorite part, Ego's philosophy. From his point of view, your destiny comes down to your innate talent from birth. Physique, personality, and talent in any form or shape is something determined by your birth or from birth, which in return makes life innately unfair for most people. But still, these people have an optimal way of maximizing their talent in something they are innately good at. Horses can run fast, birds can fly, creatures live in accordance with what they can do and what they are. But we humans are the ones who are unnatural, always chasing dreams that seem impossible. All that because you have an ego that drives us every single day. Someone who has no talent in a certain discipline is never going to be better than someone who's straight up more talented. That's just how life works. But it doesn't mean don't dream. No, his philosophy is dream in accordance of your own level and talent. Be realistic about yourself. If you saw a lion trying to fly across a gap, you would think it's foolish because it's innately impossible for that to happen. He is physically and even down to his cells impossible for him to grow wings. It's more safe to live and dream about knowing your own limits of your talent because you won't be disappointed in chasing something you can reach naturally. That's Higo's philosophy. Suitable, destiny theory, and I love the panel that shows the line. The contrast of Ego's eye being devoid of any type of life while Isagi is all fired up is the best part of the chapter. 10 out of 10, man. He's been cooking so much. Kaneshiro has been cooking since the start of the Friends game. I love it. Peak. It was about time we finally have an antagonist that challenges Isagi's ego on a deep personal level because we never had one before. Even though Kaiser is the best antagonist and the best character in the series by far, don't debate he's number one. His dynamic with Isagi was nothing about ideals or anything. I'm sure we'll have it later because Kaiser is going to be Isagi's biggest enemy, that's for sure. But we haven't gotten to that point yet, so there wasn't anything like deep or philosophical, I guess, like in other shonen. But enough Kaiser, like it's pretty obvious he's my favorite character, but let's just move on. Coming back to the chapter, even though Ego gave Isagi a life lesson about dreams and absolution, he straight up doesn't care about anything he just said because he knows himself he's more suited to be a midfielder than a striker. He doesn't have the innate talent of a striker, but Blue Lock showed him and taught him that you can change your own fate with your own ego. And I love the fact that Isagi doesn't take nonsense from no one. You can be Noah, Kaiser, Ugo, even Sai probably. He's always going to be firm about his ideals of a striker. He already knows he's not a striker at heart or when it comes to his talent per se. But even that fact should not stop him for him to dream about being a striker because we've seen flashes where it's possible to do the impossible. To finish up this chapter, you have Rin going up against Loki. Destiny isn't something you can change easily, says Loki. But Rin just doesn't care, and I'm not even surprised, it's just Rin being Rin. But man, what a generational chapter. There was so much to say and so much to see, from the NPCs actually being useful, to Isagi and Ego's clash of ideals, to Loki and Rin being set up for the next chapter. We are in for one of the best games in Blue Lock like ever. I think if it tops PXG, Blue Lock might just be top 10 ever for me. And this chapter also top 10 in the series. Absolute cinema. But that's all I gotta say. Thank you for watching. I know that's my first video in like a whole year. I haven't done anything the whole of 2025 because school work was just kicking my ass. But I'm gonna try to be more consistent, mostly Blue Lock content. I have one on Isagi about being a striker, and I also have one on Persona coming up, and one on Hunter x Hunter. Maybe in the next few weeks I have to record them because I have the script ready for like most of them, but I actually have to sit down, record and all that stuff. And I hate recording. I think that shit is so garbage. I wish my voice can just, not my voice, but I can just read it normally, but I just cannot, bro. I have to take so many takes. It's annoying, but yeah. This chapter was so amazing. I had to sit down, write the script and talk about it because he was that generational. But thank you for watching and stay safe.